Lately, I have noticed that there has been a lot of negativity surrounding the Disney streamer community in general. So, everything that I say is from my personal opinion only, and that my opinion does not represent everybody's viewpoints, whether it's factual or anecdotal. So, a while ago, I was going through some YouTube videos, and I stumbled across a video about why Disney streaming is negative, and how live streamers tend to ruin the Disney park experience. Number one, by being too noisy. Number two, by being in guest face. Number three, by always saying, "Hey, I'm live," and talking during the rides. So, I also realized on a side tangent that I do have a speech disability, which can make this video a little harder to understand, and sometimes I have a hard time putting my thoughts into a coherent pattern. And before I forget, I will not be mentioning any names of the videos for privacy reasons, and just so that we do not continue to feed into the negativity. Going back to the video, the host did complain about Disney live streamers possibly ruining somebody's $1,000 plus vacation. Yes, I do realize that Disney is expensive to get into. The prices have gone up, so have the crowd levels, and most times when people go to Disney World, it is a once in a lifetime experience. However, the issue comes in is that the video host says that the video host makes a blanket statement and says all streamers, yes, all streamers. And matter of fact, there was a thumbnail that I saw depicting a streamer that I will not be naming holding two gimbals. One gimbal being his and one gimbal being another person's gimbal. Matter of fact, when you look at the photo, you can actually see that it is two different sets of phones, and when you go down the rabbit hole, you come to find out that he is holding a gimbal for his friend who happens to be in the EV scooter. I will not be saying any of the names either. But what the picture does is it misrepresents the streamer as somebody holding full phones and holding excuse the inflections, but holding a set of full phones and coming across as excessive and bringing too much technology into the parks. So that is how the image of the New York Post, not Times article, misconstrues that image, in my opinion. Honestly, when I saw that image being featured, I felt really disheartened, just because of how misrepresented the streamer community has become in the media. I mainly find it disheartening how the media continues to blanket over the entire streamer community and saying, "Hey, look at these streamers. Therefore, if three streamers act obnoxious, and in quotation marks act like the stereotypical Disney adult, that is a completely different can of worms that will require at least another hour to explain of why I am not the biggest fan of the term Disney adults." So, going back to the image itself and the media portrayal, what I found, especially throughout the age of social media, is that the media says, "Hey, look, here are three examples of streamers being obnoxious. Here's how live streamers are ruining your experience. Here's streamer 1, streamer 2, streamer 3. Look at them and look how loudly they are talking." In one media portrayal, one of the reporters actually showed a clip of a streamer walking through a ride queue. I will not be showing the video or describing the video in depth either. But there was a streamer walking through the ride queue, and the streamer was reading his child out loud. In the comments, people were like, "Oh my gosh, You got to ban live streaming. Oh my gosh, streaming is evil. Oh my gosh, just listen to how loud this person talks. I cannot stand streamers having phones in their face. And oh my gosh, look how obnoxious that's. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? That streamer has a wrist thingy that you have to go scan his QR code with. That streamer is going to steal your credit card information. So, right there, there's a lot of assumptions. There's a lot of assumptions right there that all streamers, I'm not going to single anybody out, but there's an assumption and let me back up. So that 5-second video clip frames the streamer as somebody who is loud and obnoxious. Yet in reality, when you actually watch an entire live stream from start to finish, most Disney live streams go on for 5 to 8 hours minimum. So the way that streamers continue to get framed as loud and obnoxious really does. Oh my gosh, I am losing my train of thoughts right now. Really. 1 second, let me back up this bus. More like monorail. So, going back to that image, it is really interesting how when the media portrays a very tiny, minute segment of something, whether it is a streamer or a coined event, people tend to assume that that's the entire picture. When in reality, you can go to YouTube, open up your YouTube app, and there can be 5 to 10 live streams at the same time just from the Magic Kingdom alone. And that's not including TikTok or Twitter or any other live streaming platforms. So basically, when you go into a stream, usually the streamer's like, hey everybody, we are live from the Magic Kingdom. Oh, by the way, I'll be sitting in the back row so that my gimbal and camera does not impact the guest experience. Oh, thank you so much to the cast member. Or some streamers say, by the way, I am pointing the camera to the ceiling or I'm pointing it to the wall. This way I can respect guest privacy and have them the very moment that the ride starts, the streamer goes absolutely silent. Yet, it is so disheartening how some media outlets can blow a 5-second segment of a streamer either talking too loud or not having their best moment or guest interaction and say, oh my gosh, that is a live stream. That is a live streamer. That's how all live streamers act. And let me bring something up before I forget. In one comment in that video, I realized I am all over the place and I'm a hot mess express. When that person was like, oh my gosh, that streamer can steal my entire credit card identity information from that magic band thingy. However, what it is, correct me if I am wrong, it is a virtual QR code. And with that virtual QR code, what happens is you tap your phone to the band and it actually shows a website link that you can open up to see that YouTube channel. And what I look at it as, it is a virtual business card. I honestly find that no different than scanning a QR code from my phone. And matter of fact, in most tech conventions or conventions in general, when there's a lot of people do not want to be carrying around hundreds upon hundreds of business cards. So that is why, in my opinion, the QR code has grown in popularity, especially in the technology industry. And right down, that does reduce a bunch of wasted labor printing the cards and business cards, they tend to get lost. So, if I'm wrong about I'm wrong about the, in quotation marks, magic band device or QR code scanner, please let me know in the comments. So oh my gosh, did I say the word so again? So every time I say the word so, drink a beverage. Going back on topic, what I do with, going back on topic, I realize that I've gone on for quite some time. Is honestly, when it comes to the streamer community, I'm asking the media, I'm asking the hype, and I'm asking the zeitgeist to stop looking at the sensationalized segments of the media and begin looking at the whole photo, looking at the whole picture. So if you have any issues or biases towards streamers based on what you saw, I challenge you to search Walt Disney World stream in your YouTube search bar, click on any stream, and I challenge you to see how that streamer acts and how that streamer interacts in the park over the course of a few hours or even an hour, depending on your time. However, if you're not a fan of that streamer, I challenge you the following day to click on another video and see how that streamer acts. Does that streamer live up to the media? Is that streamer carrying hundreds of phones, being noisy and obnoxious? I bet you 90 out of 100% of a chance that no. And speaking from personal experience, what I can say is that I personally watch a lot of Disney YouTube live streamers. I don't have access to the parks. However, live streamers do bring the magic and fill my day with joy. And as an autistic individual myself, I absolutely love the Disney streamer community. And what I gotta say is, when I open up a stream, very rarely do I see somebody yelling at the cast member, yelling or screaming or talking too loudly. Most times, I see streamers talking at a pedestrian level, not yelling, not screaming, none of that. Matter of fact, most streamers I watch actually get in the queue, and when they get inside or when the queue quiets down, they actually lower their voices. You can hear the volume shifts, and instead of pushing in, and instead of the stereotypical yelling and pushing into line, most streamers, they just go into the line and they follow the flow as of the other guests. So honestly, if I can recommend any streamers to you to give this Disney streaming community a chance, I recommend sorry if I butchered your name, PHC Christie, Amusement Park Pirates, Cruise and Theme Park Guide, Magic Adventures, spelled with an MIJIC, Adventures, Skull Jason. Oh my gosh, there's so many streamers. Let me think of a few more streamers. Alright, Skull Jason. Let me actually look at the YouTube app. Plyo's Adventure, Theme Park Giant, Disney Magic and Mayhem, Theme Park Assembles, Remo Streamers, Moy's Adventures, Dean the Turkey's Legs, Park Bros, Scooter's Adventures, Ryan's Disney Adventures, Idiot Magic, I Am Lyle, Daily Fast Pass, The Hitchhiking Bones, Living in Disney, All Aboard with Blake, Monk's Disney Streams, A Bouncing Journey, Jennifer Caruso, CARUSO, The Weekly Hop, Disney Streamer Network, Jared's Journeys, Dutchyland, Magic Off Vibes, and the list continues to go on and on and on for Niles, and Barry's Place 28. The list continues to go on for Niles and Niles and Niles, and you each owe it to yourself to take a look at any one of your streams, and I do encourage you, and what I do encourage, long story short, is to please formulate your opinion based on the entire story rather than the snippet that the media feeds to you. So I want to thank you all for being here and for listening to my 2 cents.